Well, we were speaking about prefixes, so now I'm going to show you something that is an exception. So, even though there is no syllable in between the prefix and the stem, because we were speaking the necessity of having a weak syllable in the middle. So, let's imagine there's no syllable between the prefix and the stem. There are some cases in which the prefix does take the secondary stress, and it is when the prefix mean do something again. For example, write, it's the action that we all know, but we say rewrite, it means to write again. So in that case, re would take a secondary stress only when it means do something again, okay? And there's a limited group of words in which the prefix attracts the primary stress to itself. So these are the examples. So these prefixes, super, co, under, sub, counter, and hyper, attract the primary stress. Pay attention, the primary stress to the prefix itself. So we know that the word is market with stress in ma, but when we add super as a prefix, the main stress is moved to the first syllable. So we do not say supermarket, but we say supermarket. Star, but we say co-star. Wear, but we say underwear. Way, but we say subway. Part, but we say counterpart. Link, but we say hyperlink. So these prefixes we have here would take the primary stress. Well, now we're going to speak about suffixes. We have already said that suffixes are the ones that take place after the stem. So the word happy would take as a suffix li. It is a part of a word that goes after the stem. Well, we're going to analyze different aspects. Meaning and the stress pattern of the word. In the case of meaning, suffixes would function or do not change the meaning of the root or of the stem. They would add extra information, but they would not change the meaning of the word. So they would add extra information connected to the grammatical category of the word, but they would not change the meaning of the word. Let's see. Suffixes can be classified into two categories. According to the structural information they convey, and according to the effect on the stress pattern of the stem. So, meaning on the one hand, and stress pattern on the other hand. Let's analyze the grammatical information or the structural information they convey. We have inflectional suffixes. Inflectional suffixes do not change the grammatical category of the word or the meaning of the word, but they provide extra information as regards the root or the stem. So they can provide information as regards person, if it is first person, second person, or third person, number, if it is singular or plural, tense, if it is past or present, and aspect, if it is perfect or progressive. For example, if I say she runs, that z at the end of the verb run would indicate that I'm speaking about the third person singular. If I say chairs, that z at the end of the word chair indicates that the word is in plural. If I said played, that d at the end of a word indicates the verb is in the past. If I say singing, that ing at the end of the verb sing indicates the verb is progressive. As you have already heard, none of these suffixes change the stress pattern of the root. Well, we can also have derivational suffixes, and derivational suffixes change the grammatical category of the word. So we can have a noun becoming an adjective or a verb becoming an adverb and so on. So by adding this particle at the end of a word, we change a word with a certain grammatical category into something different. For example, if I say beauty, I know I'm speaking about a noun, but if I say beautiful by the addition of full at the end, we can clearly see that this noun becomes an adjective. Or I can say happy, that it's a noun, but if I say happily, the noun becomes an adverb just by the addition of li at the end. So that would be the grammatical information we can obtain through suffixes. Now, if we speak about the stress pattern of the prefixes, we have different groups. But generally, suffixes do not change the stress pattern of the stem. So, as I said before, beauty, and by the addition of full, I say beautiful. So I do not affect the original stress pattern of the word. Relate, relationship. The stress pattern of the root is the same. Here you have some examples among others. There are many suffixes that do not change the stress pattern of the root. There's another group of suffixes that attract the primary stress to the syllable preceding the suffix. For example, I say history, the stress is in his, but I say historic. So by adding ik, the stress pattern of the root changes, and the main stress moves to the syllable preceding the suffix. And there's a third group of suffixes that attract the primary stress to themselves. So I say Japan, but I say Japanese. So the stress moves to the suffix. Interview, interviewee. So the stress, the main stress of the word moves to the location of the suffix. Well, connected to this idea of moving the stress from place, we have a process that affects these words. This process is called stress shift. Stress shift is a process by which the secondary stress of the word can become the main stress of the word due to the pressure of stresses in neighboring syllables. So we have different syllables affecting the stress pattern of the word. So a secondary stress can become primary stress. And this is due to the necessity of keep musicality at the moment of speaking. So we have the word afternoon. This symbol I have here as a question mark is a secondary stress. So the main stress would be here, noon. But what may happen is that this secondary stress I had here becomes a primary stress because I had another word containing a main stress here. So this primary stress disappears and this secondary stress becomes a primary stress. So I do not say afternoon tea, but I say afternoon tea. This is to keep rhythmicality, musicality at the moment of speaking. This can affect words containing two stresses. Well, this is one of the activities you are supposed to do in this class, you have several words here, and the idea is that you, with the help of the dictionary, you try to connect these words in the box they are supposed to be. So you write the word in the box they are supposed to be. We say unattractive, but we say incorrect or informal. So the idea is that you choose which word goes in each of the boxes. And then we have another activity for this class. Word formation suffixes. It's similar to the activity you have to do in the previous exercise. You have the word act, and you have to write it according to the ending we can add to that word. So we can say, for example, active. So you should write here active. And in the second activity in this slide, you have the root of a word and different suffixes. You have to try to match them. So you say active and you say activity or activeness. So you match the words combining these roots you have here with the endings you have here, the suffixes. And finally, here you have a text. Everything is on a Word file, so do not worry if you cannot see everything here. You have a text, and there are some words at the end of the line that should be placed in the correct space. But when you place these words in this column, you should add the specific suffix to form the correct complex word you need. For example, it says, many people, perhaps even we do not say even the major, we say even the majority, are not particularly happy in their job. They go to work, get paid, and you have to choose how to form a complex word out of this word here to have the correct version for the word needed in the text. I hope you can do it, and next week we will check these activities all together. Bye!